stressful.
Sure.
If a student jumps out a window during the lesson and he...
Wait, what floor?
Second.
Okay, go on.
And he doesn't return, does that count as an absence?
Did he take his book bag with him? Then yes. Why the fast exit?
No idea. But he did yell, "Vive la France!" on the way down.
Absent with extra credit then. Friday afternoons are like full moons to these kids.
Come to think of it, that's the only correct French I've ever heard from that clown. Any excitement this morning with your little darlings?
I intercepted a love note some Don Juan passed to a hot first-year student, respectfully inquiring whether she was of legal age.
Did he at least write it in Spanish?
Sort of. He meant to ask her the romantic classic, ¿Cuántos años tienes?
How many years do you have, pretty señorita?
But he forgot the accent mark on años, making it anos. So what he really asked her was, how many assholes do you have?
Was she offended?
She didn't notice the mistake any more than he did.
Well, you know beginners.
They're in Spanish 3. What's happened to foreign language learning in this country?
Was it ever strong? Christ, their English is unacceptable.
They can't learn it overnight. A language is a world unto itself.
It's a living, growing thing with rules,
And exceptions, contradictions.
complexities, like life.
And we know how much they understand about that.
Paychecks are in, by the way.
I haven't even had time to check my mailbox. Been drafting our proposal all afternoon.
So how's it coming?
Just reworking the opening. Hey, tell me what you think about this sentence. I'm not feeling it.
Sure.
Presently, researchers in the field of cooperative learning environments have yet to address the complex nature of the foreign language classroom dynamic.
Have yet to address. Say instead, they failed to address the complex nature. Makes us sound like the capable ones.
Failed to address. Yes.
And replace presently with that present.
Why?
Presently means very soon. You know, as in she hasn't arrived yet, but she'll be here presently?
Doesn't common usage treat them as the same thing?
We want to be right, not common.
Okay.
Heather, I really appreciate you letting me co-author the team teaching paper with you. This being my first national conference and all.
Hey, the whole point of collaboration is to make something better. Your idea adds a new dimension to mine. Besides, giving the talk at a major conference is much better than spring colloquium on campus. I'm telling you, we were made for this one. It'll definitely get in.
I love your confidence, but it's a little premature. Don't jinx it.
Done. I just emailed it to you as an attachment. Could you look it over for me?
Sure, this weekend when my eyes are fresh. Copy to my desktop. Got it. It's 3:15. I can get integrated before my promise. You still joining us for dinner?
I'm counting on it. I'll be by at 8. Has he said anything about going to?
What? To the conference? He doesn't know if he can get off of work.
Even better.
What do you mean?
More freedom to have fun.
Heather!
Conferences always have great get-togethers. After-hours receptions, parties in the room.
You're going to get me in trouble.
Hello, it's San Francisco. Do you realize the cool stuff we can do over 4 days?
Restaurants?
Bars, clubs.
Shopping?
I read about this one place where... Yes?
Is this not a good time?
A good time for what?
Some help?
With?
Some questions I had about my hour exam.
You're in my 10 o'clock?
That's right.
It's Kara, right? Kara Tillers?
Carrie Childers, Kerri, but no E.
Of course there's an E. You just said so. You mean at the end.
Right. I'm sorry
For what?
for getting it wrong, explaining it wrong.
It's not a test.
Are you just gonna stand there?
Oh,
Wait. I'm not in. My office hours are posted on the door in the syllabus. Don't you check your syllabus?
it's in my room. I just thought that.
What she's saying is, right now we're unavailable.
Sorry?
We're not here.
Can you come back? Start of next week?
It's kind of important, and since you're just talking, I thought
We're
that.
discussing business. Oh, all right. This time.
It's just that I've been having a hard time lately, and I wasn't sure who to go to.
Naturally, you come to me. I'm the...
The teaching assistant.
You've noticed by now that I don't assist anyone. The TA is actually
The T. I'm getting a Diet Coke. You want anything?
No, I'm good. So what about the exam?
Well, the grade just wasn't what I expected, and I wanted to ask you about some things.
Specifically?
Like, the future?
We covered that tense in chapter 3. You knew that'd be on the exam. Yeah.
Right, but I guess I still don't understand how to form it.
It's just plain memorization. Regular and irregular stems with their conjugated endings. The table's in the book.
Okay. And, the last little section, why was that wrong?
I don't commit student answers to memory.
I brought it. Here. In the last little story that we had to translate, I think you might have made a mistake.
Oh, you do? Where?
There.
The police identified the victim. La police a identifié le... There. You got the article wrong. You wrote le victime. It should be la.
But the victim's a man, Monsieur Riviere.
Right, but you have to go with the gender of the noun victim, which is always la.
That's not right.
Okay, well, look it up.
No, I mean, that's not fair. That the victim always has to be female?
Not female, feminine. All French nouns are gendered. It's just French.
It's easy to remember. Men aren't people.
I can't do this.
Don't. Look. If you're having problems, come by before the exam, not after. And during office hours, all right?
Okay. I'm sorry to have bothered. I'm sorry.
Can you believe that, girl?
What's her problem?
Inattentive, unprepared,
Rudderless.
and always apologizing.
We have got to cut I'm sorry from women's discourse forever.
These students can't make suggestions, let alone criticism.
It's just education. It's not personal.
And a waste of our time.
Speaking of waste, third flyer this month asking us to mentor first-year undergrads on Friday nights, no less.
I just tossed those. Grad school is time-consuming enough.
Mentor a room full like Carrie? Say, why does every girl on campus dress like that?
Are they trying to look slutty for guys or for each other?
All of them slaves to conformity.
We weren't.
We were all so different, weren't we?
Well, for one thing, we had goals. They don't seem to.
Or convictions. They don't seem to stand for... shit.
What is it?
The research assistantship. I didn't get it.
Which one?
I told you, to work with Dr. Townsend on her new Spanish textbook.
Well, does it say who did?
Yeah. Rafaela Munoz.
Rafaela. Is she the one who...
Always with her little clique of Latin Americanists. Never talks to the rest of us.
No, that's really too bad.
No, I've been here longer than she has. I've earned it. Why'd they give it to her?
Well, don't dwell on it. Think of how she'll feel when we're flying to San Francisco.
Yeah. And to really rub it in, we'll apply for a student travel award. Besides, with the money we're saving by sharing a hotel room, we can spend the rest on a good time.
See, I knew you'd feel better. Besides, it's no reflection of Jean's opinion of you. She really liked your last papers.
She did? Wait. Jean who?
Jean. Dr. Townsend?
I've never heard anybody call her by her first name before.
She told me to. Anyway, she says your work's been really strong this year.
When did she tell you all this?
Tuesday at lunch?
You two went to lunch?
Actually, 4 of us. She invited me, Sharon, and Fiona to the Courtyard Grill.
Really?
Yeah, you know, it's a kind of get-to-know-you gesture since we're new this year.
Well, that was certainly nice of her. My class never got to...
Can somebody please help me?
Okay, why don't you sit down here until this is over?
I'm so sorry. God, I'm sorry.
Oh, it's fine. No, it's okay. So, which grandparent was it?
What?
That passed away?
No, it's not that. It's just... This week, everything's going wrong, and I just...
Well, college can be stressful. You've been at school, what, now all of 6 weeks? You're away from home for the first time?
I'm such an idiot.
Don't say that, you're not an idiot. French is an easy pronunciation for one
It's
thing.
not it! I'm pregnant.
You're sure? Did you take a home test or see a doctor?
I went to student health. The handbook says they can't tell my parents because I'm 18.
Was it consensual? If not, you must report it. You have to think of other women's safety.
It's my boyfriend from high school. He's in Botech back home, and after he helped me move in, well, we weren't going to see each other until fall break, so, you know.
Does he know?
No. Nobody does. My parents are going to be furious. They're divorced and we don't get along as it is. I guess the real reason I came was to ask for advice about my options.
Options.
What to do, where to go.
Well, the first thing you need to do is to tell your boyfriend. Have you two talked about marriage?
Kind of, not really. I don't think Zach would want to. Not this soon and not like this.
Well, if he accepts his responsibilities, and he should, you two can get married. That could make it easier for your parents. You might qualify for married student housing, then it's a matter of how to care for the baby. If none of that's possible, there's always adoption. Or some kind of family member might raise a child, but there are lots of good, loving families looking to adopt.
Sure, but I wanted to ask about the procedure. To avoid it.
Avoid? Oh no, you must have the baby.
Libby,
The first thing to do is to carry the child to term, and once it's born...
don't you think she should hear about all her options?
I just explained them.
So I can't? No, I thought that...
No, what you do now has to be in the child's best interest. Is your handbook in your room?
No, I brought it with me to student health.
The Spiritual Life Office can help you. Here's their number. Call them. You need a trained counselor in a situation like this.
That's right, Carrie. This is the number to the Planned Parenthood office in town. It's on Highland and 7th. They can help you. You can call ahead or just go right over.
I meant for moral guidance, like the university chaplain or a family counselor.
They are family counselors.
Her options now are how to prepare for the baby, not to eliminate it.
I'm talking about not eliminating her choices.
Carrie, would you please wait in the hall?
All right. What are you doing?
I'd like to ask you the same
You
thing.
just told her to go through with this pregnancy.
She's distraught.
But she had to
I'm
go
just
through with
clarifying her situation.
it. You're defining her situation. What about her rights?
What rights?
You know what I mean.
And what makes you so sure she wouldn't want that child later?
Were you listening? A scared 18-year-old, honest
Me.
enough to...
She wasn't telling us. She was telling me she's my student, not yours.
You didn't even get her name right.
And I don't appreciate you undermining me as her instructor. You've only confused her.
Grading her French tests doesn't exactly make you her life coach. This is between her and her doctor.
And you, evidently.
I can't believe you actually buy into that pro-life garbage. Anyone with a brain can see that it's just a political weapon used to oppress women.
A lot of people feel like I do, Michael for one.
Who cares what Michael thinks?
I thought you liked Michael.
I do, but men don't have a say in this.
Good God, where does his arrogance come from?
Me, Miss Family First, is calling me arrogant.
So you've made it pretty clear that anyone with a different moral viewpoint's an idiot.
Well, when they're just being blind, sentimental, and naive, yeah, they are. Look, I realize we've only known each other a couple of months, and we just talk teaching most of the time. But I'll be honest here. I'd have never guessed you'd buy into that crap.
It's what I believe most, Heather. I made the choice to lead an honest, authentic life, to live by the truth, and I've honored that choice. Why don't you respect that?
Because she's entitled to her own choice. And that's the law.
For now.
All right. We're academics. Teach the argument, right? The only fair thing to do is to go out there and explain to her that we have two different but equal points of view, to keep it balanced. Will you do that?
No, I won't.
What, being equitable is too inauthentic for you?
I'd be lying to her and myself, but I guess that's what would make you happiest.
You are so self-righteous.
Is that coming from you? I knew this had happened eventually, having to sit here listening to your smug remarks, your boring 70s feminism. It never occurs to you that another woman can have her own opinion about things. Well, you don't speak for me. For the sake of getting along, I've kept quiet, but I won't be quiet about this. What I can't understand is why you're being so protective of this girl you've never even met.
That's the point. She's a woman in trouble, and it is it is our responsibility to help her. Or is that too boring a feminist principle for you? Besides, what kind of a teacher does this to their student anyway?
It's teaching her the most important thing of all, taking responsibility for her actions.
If you want to punish her so badly, why don't you call her parents? Right now. You can use mine.
If you're such a women's advocate, why aren't you driving her to the clinic yourself? In fact, be enterprising. Start a campus shuttle service. Business should be booming. Hey, I bet you can repay your student loans early.
How can you not get it? Why were you talking to Dr. Townsend about me on Tuesday?
What does that have to do with anything?
Why was I, who wasn't invited, the subject of conversation?
We were just chatting, that's all.
How did I come up?
Dr. Townsend asked me if I'd had a chance yet to sit in on one of the language classes to observe the methodology.
You did. Mine.
Yes, yours and Tina's, and she wanted to know what I thought.
What'd you tell her?
That you do a pretty good job.
Is that all?
You do a good job. But you could get your students to talk more. You did mix up the visual aids a bit, and you make the occasion.
You told her what?
Well, it's true, isn't it?
Why would you tell her that?
She asked my honest opinion.
Oh, God. You did this.
Did what?
Ruined my chance to work on her textbook.
God, you're crazy. I've heard everything.
What other reason is there, Libby? I mean, why would she have me as her assistant when I make so many mistakes?
That's so unfair. I said a lot of good
A
things.
big publishing house contract like that, you should have been looking out for me.
I didn't think I needed to.
We all need to. Sure, I'm in grad school like anybody else to get the PhD and land a job. But do you know what I really want to leave here with? Ways to make the profession better than it is.
You're not changing the subject now.
It is the subject. When I first got here 3 years ago, 5. That's right, 5 professors were suing other faculty members, mostly men. You want to know my truth? It's going to have to be women that make this profession better. And isn't that always the case?
What are you going on about?
I offered to collaborate with you, to give another woman scholar a hand up.
I don't need your charity.
But you took it, and then left me with the lion's share of the proposal.
So I'm to blame for everything. Well, I don't regret saying what I did. Accuracy in teaching is everything. I just want to be truthful.
No. You just want to be right, not common.
I won't be your token female. Go lavish your affirmative action on somebody else, presumptuous bitch. Nobody asked you to meddle in my life or in hers, as if you're one to advise anybody on motherhood anyway.
But you are. How do you know what you do in her situation? You don't, because you're not, and haven't been.
Or have you? Well, have you? No!
I didn't mean to invade your privacy.
And just why would I share something like that with you anyway? I don't even know you.
I'm sorry.
Let's just drop it. We have better things to discuss, San Francisco.
Right. San Francisco. So are you going to reserve the room, or should I do that too?
Michael and I haven't been anywhere in a while together. I think it'd be good for us to see San Francisco together. I'm gonna ask him to take the time off. We'll be getting our own room.
What about,
Can I drive up with you the day we give the paper?
Actually, doing a team paper at this point might, well, backfire, you know? It might look like we weren't good enough to do the work on our own. Departments may read it as a weakness. I think it's best we stick to our own research at this point.
Yeah.
Besides, a pair of presenters giving a paper on team teaching might come off as just a stunt.
You just said the whole point of collaboration was...
Don't worry, I won't use your part. I'll just submit my original idea. So you won't need the draft of the proposal now. You can just delete it. And trash the email, too. And about dinner tonight, I'm not coming. I'm going to the mentors meeting after all. Thought I might check it out. May do some good.
You want to know the real reason Dr. Townsend asked me to lunch? Turns out she was interviewing me for the graduate colloquium in the spring. She's looking for a student to head this year's selection committee.
And did she?
Just this morning, I was going to tell you at dinner, thought she'd be happy for me. A woman, scholar, getting ahead and all.
So in order to have a talk of mine approved, I have to submit my abstract proposal to you.
To me. What, you think I can't be objective?
Congratulations. You know, Terry Davis is graduating this December. You might want to think about taking her office. It's right above this one. She has the desk next to Rafaela.
Four o'clock? Yeah, I can make that. Okay,
I'm so sorry, Carrie. I'm glad you did.
I gotta go. I made an appointment for this afternoon.
Appointment.
Thank you both for listening. All my other professors are men, and, well, they wouldn't get it, would they? I wanted to give you this. It's my workbook exercise.
It was due Wednesday.
I just thought under the
It's
circumstances-
late. I don't accept late work. It's on the syllabus.
I understand. Thank you both. Have a nice weekend.